Hello, today we are starting the video with the world of Monchies. It is an island, and over the past few years, it has been shut off, but it has now become like a tourist attraction. And the main city that everybody it's usually via boat to the pastry port down here. And the main city is the Medley metropolis. And the world of Monchies, a baker was baking one day out in the tower and was gathering ingredients and found this like dough consistency and then brought it back and it had turned into a creature. And that's what the Monchies are, just like this batter dough consistency from unknown origins. The main theme is everybody, like tourist wise, has to stay inside of the dome, the walls of the city, because the only place that are sort of safe is the beach and the main area. Everyone is not fearful of these creatures, but they don't know really what they can do. So it's safer just to stay within the walls, even though most of the Monchies aren't inherently evil or anything like that. So the main antagonist has created tech versions, little robots of creatures, so that they don't have to be fed, they don't have to use the bathroom. Very convenient, and you have a pet. So, like, very expensive, but none of the downsides of having a friend beside you. And then there's you, the character in the story, who shows up either for an internship or on vacation, however you want to start your story within this world. And you are enthralled by these creatures. There are people who can go outside the walls. They are called flavor specialists. So the main thing about Monchies is you find these creatures, you befriend them, and then you can mix them and their DNA with the essence from berries and the flavors from berries. So we have the following flavors. Every Monchie starts out as the bland flavor, and every base Monchie can further undergo evolution twice. So there's a base form, it evolves once, it evolves a second time. So I have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 Monchies. Every Monchie starts as the bland flavor. Every Monchie can have their DNA mixed with 18 flavors, and then there are two other forms that are created through the story and the world of Monchies. We start out with bland, then you have juicy, then you have spicy, and then you have herbal. These four will launch with the making of the game just for playtest purposes, and then the more interest I can start adding more. The next three would probably be the mellow flavor, the savory flavor, and the sour flavor. More like mind, body, and soul. Then I can add fluffy, rancid, not rotten. I said rotten earlier. Rancid, crisp, chalky, minty, dry, sweet, tart, zesty, bitter, and gooey. Those are all the flavors. Then we have Tech, which is the main antagonist's creation, the Tech Monchies. And then near the end we have Cosmic, which is they will be later on in the story. I will get to those. And the main features of the world are like you go out to these areas after you've gained a license to go outside the walls given to you by the main baker Goji, and then you can start taming, befriending these monsters, bringing them back to the bakery, and experimenting, mixing certain berries with their DNA. And each zone will have like 2 specialists, and then you pick between the 2 to reside in the area, and then the other one joins the main antagonist. But that gives you the berry to take it back to the pastry pen, so you can grow those berries. But then the one who stays plants their berry, and then in that zone, more natural occurring Monchies of that flavor will spawn there. And then in the game, there will be a co-op version and a PvP version. So everybody can play certain ways. I want to make the game miniature agnostics, but I would like it to stay like, hey, if you're using a dog species Monchie, find something that resembles a dog, so people know that you're using a dog. Or something that looks like a cow. Go to the dollar store and buy the tube of farm animals. Use those. I have here just the main person who works on the pastry pen. I have a male and a female version. Next, we have Amp. They are a pro sports person. They are a master, a specialist of the tart flavor, and their main Monchie is an otter. Don't have the tart otter complete yet, but that is their ace Monchie. Next, I have the character Shade. Very quiet, and they use the sour flavor, and their species of Monchie is a frog. They use a sour frog. Next, I have Zala. They use the spicy bat, and they run around Mount Flambe, which is the volcano. The next character we have here is named Chime, and they use the zesty flavor. And I have not assigned a ace Monchie for them yet, but I do know they will use the zesty flavor. The next character after that is Spry, based off of my wife, and they use the sweet flavor. And their main Monchie is a giraffe, so they use a sweet giraffe. The next character after that is Sinus. They use the bitter flavor. They are a master of the bitter flavor. I have not assigned a species to them that they use, so bitter and no species yet. The next character is named Coretta. They are based off of one of my friends, and they use the mellow flavor. No species yet, just the mellow flavor. The next character after that is Striker, and they use the savory flavor. I'm thinking a bird as the species, maybe like an ostrich, so a savory ostrich. The next character after that is named Ingot, and they are the master of the crisp flavor, and they are missing their legs. They have bionicle legs from the knee down. And I don't think I have a character. I do not have a species assigned yet. So far, just the crisp flavor. The next character, their name is Grit, and they use the dry flavor. I also do not have a species of Monchies assigned to them yet as well. So Grit is the dry flavor specialist. After that, we have Stone, and they have the crunchy flavor, and they use an owl. So the crunchy owl is their main ace Monchie. After that is Lakin. I base this off of me. I use the juicy flavor, and I have not assigned a species yet. I'm thinking a jellyfish, so it could be a juicy jellyfish. The next character is named Meadow, based off of my sister. she uses the herbal flavor, and the species of her Monchie is a rabbit, so she will use an herbal rabbit. The next character I will throw up on screen is the tech specialist, who is also the CEO of the main company. They use a technical butterfly, so that is their species, and it's not really a flavor, but it's one of the 20 forms in the game. After that, I have another character. They use the bland flavor. I haven't really given them a name yet or a species. I just know they're going to use the bland flavor. The next character I have here is Ace. They use the fluffy flavor, and I have not given them a species yet. The next character after that is Cicada, and she uses the gooey flavor. I'm thinking an insect, maybe a beetle for them, or a bee, since they are sort of like a honey beekeeper. The next character after that is Samantha, and she uses the minty flavor. Have not chosen a species for her yet. I want something like tough. So maybe a rhino? I don't know. The next character after that is Vile, one of my favorite designs for the characters, and they use the rotten elephant. And the next character are Goji and Maria. Those are the two bakers that had discovered these creatures. And those are all the characters. There are many areas on the map that I have here. On the island, the main city is the Medley Metropolis. That is where the characters, you usually go, the resorts, the shops, all that stuff. This is a map I made on Incarnate. And then the main attraction is the beach. It is surrounded by a giant wall or dome, don't really know. And then there's one giant skyscraper, and it is surrounded by what the people call the candied clouds. Then outside the wall, you have the Fondant Forest, which has the Tasty Tower. You have the Pastry Pen. You have the Crumb Caves to the north with Mount Flambe. You have the Mince Mountains. To the west, you have the Spoiled Swamp, the Tempered Tundra, the Crystallized Caverns, and the Deep Fried Desert. And then up to the top left is more of like a later in the story is the Icing Island.